Hi there everyone and welcome to NIKA Live. We are so excited to have you join us for a brand new episode. It's Monday. No Monday is the same without spending a little bit of time as part of our NIKA family. So you are so welcome. If we haven't met before, my name is David Mead. This is the show where we bring you the latest and greatest from the National Electrical Contractors Association. Thank you for joining us here, whether you are joining us live on LinkedIn or as part of the NIKA Podcast Network. There is always so much going on at NIKA, and this is the place where you can get the inside scoop. And we've built up quite a little community here. So many people coming in and joining us. Let's see, we've got Candles Estimating are joining us again. They're excited to be here, and you're right, we cannot come soon enough, especially until we get to Nashville all together. Linda is here. Hi, Linda, coming in from Babcock Ranch in Florida. Oh, it sounds beautiful. Vanessa is here. Lovely to have you. And of course, David Browering is coming in from London, United Kingdom, not far from me, David. So it is lovely to have so many of you. We have got an absolutely fantastic episode lined up for you today. So without further ado, let's get started. And I meant it when I said this is the place to find out all of the great things that are happening in NIKA. And the big thing, of course, on the horizon is NIKA 2021 in Nashville. I cannot tell you how much hard work is going in to make sure that this is the most incredible convention ever. It is our return to an in-person convention and trade show this October 9 through 12 in the Music City. It is going to be phenomenal. And a big reminder that early registration ends on August 31st. So this is your opportunity to get in now. Go to NECAconvention.org. We will have much more on NIKA 2021 Nashville in the coming weeks. So whatever you do, make sure that you stay tuned. However, today we are excited to be spotlighting another one of NIKA's amazing Premier Partner companies. This week it is ABB. Now, if you haven't heard about it before, NIKA's Premier Partner program is one of the greatest benefits that we provide to our members. It connects them to the leading products and services that the electrical construction industry has to offer. It is the most comprehensive business-to-business marketing and sales opportunity that the industry has to offer. And these companies showcase their brands, their products, and their services to the electrical construction industry through NIKA's events, through their fantastic publications, and of course, their many digital platforms on shows just like this. ABB, who we are featuring today, is a leading global technology company that energizes the transformation of society every day and industry to achieve a more productive and more sustainable future. ABB focuses on 4 businesses: process automation, motion, robotics, and our focus today is electrification. And we are delighted to be joined by 2 experts from ABB's US electrification team. Please welcome Deni Miller, the Senior VP of Installation, Product Sales, Electrification, and Norm Sowards, the Head of Product Marketing at Electrification. And a big hello to both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on NIKA Live. We love to have guests. We love to have visitors. So Deni, tell me, where are you coming from today?
Yeah, good morning. Chicago. So good to connect with everybody.
Oh, lovely Chicago. We were so sad that we had to miss a convention in Chicago. It is an amazing city, but we will be back soon, I promise you. Tell me, how is the weather in Chicago today, Deni?
It's actually storming with heavy rains right now, so hopefully you don't hear that, but it's been beautiful up until about an hour ago.
Oh, great. Well, NIKA Live has that effect on the weather system, I can assure you. And Norm, how about you? Where are you based today?
Yep, Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, lovely. And what is your weather better than Deni's, worse than Deni's?
It's sunnier than Deni's, but hotter than Deni's, I'm sure.
Okay, all right. Well, and it's perfect that I'm right here in the middle because I'm in Ireland. It is both sunny and raining. And if you've ever visited Ireland before, you'll know that that's very common. Ireland is the only place in the world where when you open your curtains in the morning, when you get out of bed, your bedroom gets darker when you open the curtains. But anyway, look, it is so nice to have both of you. I really appreciate your time, and I know you're both so busy. And we've got tons of comments coming in, so we will get to those in just a minute. But before we do, let's get to some questions. Deni, I know that ABB touches on so many exciting business sectors, from robotics to process automation and so much more. But obviously, electrification is the topic that's on the table today. Can you give us a little overview of the electrification at ABB and what it means, why it's so important, and how it's changed over the last few years?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, I would say the weather is probably par for the course, right? I mean, we're being energized right now with lightning, so perfect timing. So like you said, ABB, very large, dynamic organization, about a $30 billion company. Electrification specifically, we're focused on providing customers with safe, smart, and sustainable products on electrification really around the world. Our products are found nearly anywhere that there's electricity. The electrification business, David, we've made several acquisitions here over the past few years. We've acquired the Thomas & Betts portfolio, GE Industrial Solutions, which is where Norm and I both come from, and Cylon Controls. And this has really allowed us to offer the entire electrical portfolio, one of the largest and most comprehensive portfolios in the market. In addition to the investments in these acquisitions, we've invested over $200 million here over the past few years, whether it's in distribution centers, bringing products closer to our customers, or expanding manufacturing capabilities. David, let me give you just quick two examples, right? So one, when I think about the Thomas & Betts organization, which is installation products, we've expanded distribution. We have distribution centers in the center of the U.S. in Byhalia, Mississippi, which is a long way away from Ireland. And then also to serve our West Coast customers in the West Coast in Phoenix, Arizona, an additional 400,000 square foot investment, a new distribution center, like I said, to serve the West Coast. One other quick example, we recently invested $40 million into our electrical distribution business, expanding manufacturing just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, in a city called Mebane. So the electrification business, we're investing heavily. We're really focused on how do we drive sustainable products for our customers, focused on outcomes, things like productivity for these electrical contractors.
Well, that investment is really showing, and I know it's making a big impact for members and your customers every day. And Norm, I know that innovation is the name of the game in electrical construction at the moment. It seems like it is at the beginning, middle, and end of every sentence and every discussion. And the word smart keeps popping up everywhere, from smart cities to smart homes and everything in between. How is ABB working to create really smart solutions that deliver for all sectors?
Yeah, right. So first of all, at ABB, we like to think about safe, smart, sustainable as kind of the company that we are. When I think about smart cities, David, over half the world's population live in urban areas today, right? Another $2.5 billion are going to move to cities by 2050. And that's about 30 cities the size of Paris every year for the next 30 years going into urban areas, right? So smart cities are a continuously evolving ecosystem, David. We help societies manage the pressure of rapid urbanization. We work with these cities on smart manufacturing, smart buildings, smart grids, and smart transportation all around the world. Our solutions are enablers for electrical installers like we've got on the phone today, right? Contractors, building owners, facility managers, and energy managers. Our data can be collected and visualized both on-site and remotely, and that can turn into benefits and savings of up to 30% for building owners.
Well, that is phenomenal. And of course, I think that those savings often, what is it they say, penny wise, pound foolish. I have never, ever met a contractor whose ears did not prick up whenever they thought that they could save money in what they're doing. And Deni, a low carbon future is one of your greatest priorities. And I know that this applies not just to internal operations at ABB, but of course on all of your projects as well. What are some of the biggest examples of how ABB is really embracing this all-important carbon-free future?
Yeah, like we just talked about when Norm spoke about, I mean, sustainability is a focal point for us. So our sustainability strategy really has three main pillars. The first is how do we reduce carbon emissions? The second is how do we preserve resources? And then lastly, focus on promoting social progress. So if I first think about carbon emissions, when we think about how we're going to reduce that, nearly 3/4 of the global energy consumption is associated with key industries, buildings, and transportation. These are three of the key market segments that our teams focus on. And when we think about developing sustainable solutions within the electrical space, there's a lot of investment here. Our goal is to partner with customers and suppliers to reduce emissions and to achieve carbon neutrality in our own operations by 2030. David, I'll tell you, this isn't just an aspiration. The journey is absolutely underway. So in 2019, about 30% of the electricity consumed by ABB came from renewables. That's about a 40% reduction if we compare that to 2013. So this is not only something we talk about, but it's underway. We want to continue to lead by example. So we've currently identified about 80% of our current carbon footprint can be reduced if we look at the CO2 emissions. And as technologies evolve, we'll continue to make this a priority, not only for ourselves, but in the solutions that we provide in the electrical space.
And of course, the impact that it makes is not only economic, but we're protecting ourselves, we're protecting society, we're protecting those precious resources around us. So it is so great to see you as a business really authentically embracing and committing to it. And Norm, let's touch briefly on ABB Ability, which I know offers solutions for more sustainable electrification. Exactly how does it work, and how can it really help power digital transformation?
Yeah, so look, ABB Ability is our company's unified cross-business platform. The expertise that we lend in this space really helps companies increase productivity, enhance operational efficiency, and improve safety and security. So really tied to that safe, smart, sustainable, idea that we spoke about earlier. If you think about data centers, they require massive amounts of electricity, and that's not only for the servers, but also it helps to keep them cool. And so, in our world, when we think about ABB Ability's condition monitoring and predictive maintenance system, it provides a detailed overview of a data center's cooling system components. And this includes everything from drives, motors, and pumps, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what does this transparency do? It actually helps identify technical issues early. It helps extend product life, and it reduces energy losses from malfunctioning equipment. The other thing around ABB Ability is ABB has 70 million connected devices working for customers around the world, and the data has to be secure. So we really collaborate with Microsoft Azure on enterprise-grade cloud infrastructure for our customers. And that helps us to accurately store the data. So, not only are we delivering on productivity, efficiency, safety, and security, but we're keeping their data secure at the same time.
Oh, and security has become so important. Even the biggest organizations in the world who really specialize in this space, every once in a while they have that security breach that terrifies absolutely everyone. I wish someone would breach I can assure you, there's nothing worth breaching on my systems. But I see organizations all across the world, they're focusing so much on this, and it's wonderful to see you guys doing it as well. Now, I think it goes without saying, I don't think it would be a NECA convention if ABB was not there, because ABB has had such a long working relationship with NIKA, not just as a premier partner, but you're kind of part of the NIKA family. So Deni, how has this partnership benefited both sides, and what is the value that ABB has provided to some of our so important NIKA contractors?
Yeah, David, first off, we're so grateful for the long-term relationship here. So it's like any partnership. I mean, ABB's partnership with NIKA, it requires mutual engagement, but it also really creates that reciprocal benefit on both sides. So when I think about that partnership, I think about three main categories where we see that reciprocal benefit. So first is the access and collaboration that we have all throughout NIKA, up and down the organization. Most notably, we see the benefits at the executive level, where we're able to connect at the top to top level to understand not only what's going on in the industry, but how do we drive really a connected strategy. Events like the Association of Executive Institute, that helps us understand NIKA's priorities for the year, where they want to go and how do we plug in. The other event at the executive level, it's the Board of Governors meeting. So I know it's coming up. We're very excited. It sits just ahead of the NIKA convention and allows us to connect with executives. And that's only offered to the Premier Partners, which we're grateful to be part of. The second benefit that I think about is really on the training and the development side. Together, ABB and NECA, we're investing in early career development. You know, we hear so much in the news right now about labor shortages, about what's going on, not only in the electrical space, but really everywhere. And this is one that we've tackled together. You know, when I think about ETA, the Electrical Training Alliance, this allows us to really engage with NECA at the national level to talk about what we're going to do to train and develop programs to bring people into the industry. And then from a local standpoint, we have really seen a tremendous amount of benefit from the junior apprentice training centers. How do we sit down with journeymen? How do we train them? How do we help them understand the career pathing that's available? And then really the last benefit, and this is a big one for us, David, it's about how do we partner with NECA to deliver focused resources and tools for contractors. We are laser focused on how do we drive mutually beneficial outcomes for contractors. And I go back to who we are, and Norm talked about this. And when I mentioned the different acquisitions, we're an organization that has the most comprehensive and modern one line out there today. When I think about the cherished brands like Thomas & Betts, when I think about the technology tied to ABB circuit breakers and the reputation of GE, it's really thrilling to say that's all come together now. We still have those really unique brands like Carlon and Tyrap and OCal, but all under that ABB organization. So there's been a lot of investments. We've redesigned the portfolio. We've taken really the best of all the different technologies. But the question is, what does that do for a contractor, right? So everybody on the phone here, it's all about how do we help each other? So if you're in front of a computer, if you Google right now, #contractorbetter, this is a philosophy that ABB has developed. And it really ties back to how do we drive productive solutions which equate to profitability for those that are doing the installation of products? How do we have the most robust technology? How do we make sure that it's about safety? It's about digital innovation. And it really ties back to NECA has given us a platform to make sure that we are connected, we stay authentic to our values, but we really think about contractors first. So David, I just have to say that contractor better theme that we have, we're going to have more that we're going to be sharing at the convention here in October. And then also at the local level with the different chapters. So the NECA relationship has been tremendous for us. There's a lot of value there, but it really stems from those three topics.
Wonderful. It is great to see that shared value from every parties. And I guess obviously we will be seeing you guys at Nashville. I, for one, am hugely excited for it. Norm, can you give us a little bit of a sneak preview of what we might be seeing and experiencing in Nashville?
Yeah, look, we're really excited too. If you think about the last time we were together face to face was in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. And some of the big acquisitions that Deni talked about were either just getting underway or had not happened in the instance of sideline controls. And so we're really excited to kind of bring our full story to the NECA convention to get it in front of contractors. You know, we've actually had a 53-foot tractor trailer on the road since April with our new redesigned product portfolio. And so that we're going to bring it on right onto the show floor. So
are you driving it yourself, Norm? Norm, if you're not driving it, I will be furious. I want to see you there. I want one arm out the window. Hold on, it's North America, different arm. But if you're driving it, I'll be there, Norm.
All right, I'll do it. Hey, look, you know, we took it on the road just in April. We've been to 19 states, 31 cities, over 1,000 customers, over 12,000 miles, right? And if you go, like Deni said earlier, on #ContractorBetter, if you go #PowerBetter, you'll actually go out, you'll see some photos so you can get a sneak peek of what you're going to see on the floor. You know, the other thing beyond that, we're going to be showcasing our Thomas & Betts portfolio, right? Specifically around kind of the industrial products. You know, some of our leading robust and reliable cable protection products like Liquid-Tight. We're going to have our Thomas & Betts product experts there on the floor. And as a lot of people might know, right, Thomas & Betts hails from Memphis, which is kind of right around the corner from Nashville. So that whole team's excited to be there. And then finally, you know, we've got some product offerings. You know, Deni talked about a broad portfolio. We've got some product offerings like emergency lighting that folks may not consider are part of the ABB portfolio. So we're going to bring those to the floor as well. And like I say, we can't wait to visit with all of the NECA members at Nashville in a few weeks.
Oh, and you know what? It really, I'm just so pleased to see it just around the corner, because NECA is always better in person. Of course, our virtual events have been phenomenal, and ABB are such a huge part of that. So, Deni, any closing thoughts for our audience? And by the way, before we go to closing thoughts, this is a really popular episode. I can't help but feel like you two guys have maybe brought some ringers with you. It is so popular. We've got so many comments today. Leslie is, hello, Leslie. Hoping to catch up with you soon in Vegas. Great to have you. Kirsten is saying, if you'd like to learn more about ABB, #contractor better. She's got a little link inside the comments. Kristen, thanks so much for sharing it. Vanessa is saying that, thank you ABB for supporting NECA and its members as a Premier Partner. And we've got another candle. Guys, this is a candelabra. There's so many candles here. They're saying that we do a lot of design build projects with ABB. They're a great resource to have on our team. So tons and tons of love coming in. And we've got Elionwich coming in as well, from Yambu KSA. Not quite sure where that is. I imagine it's just outside Cleveland. So what about you, Norm? Are you excited to actually see people in person?
Oh, I cannot wait. I'll be in the big truck driving it across the floor, David.
Hey, I want to get into the drive. If I don't get a picture of you and I and Deni in the front seat of that thing, I'm bringing a sleeping bag. I'm gonna sleep in it. You're not gonna get me away. What about you, Deni? Any closing thoughts for the rest of the audience?
No, thanks for the opportunity. The weather's cleared up since we've been talking, so I think there's a good omen here. So excited to see everybody, and thanks for the partnership with NECA.
I absolutely healed it. I'm taking full credit for it. So a huge thank to both of you. Hey guys, let's see if you can give me a high five. Let's see if you can give me a high five. Can you give me a high five? Let's see. Will this work? Will this? you both went. No, it was a terrible idea. I hugely regret it. We shouldn't have tried. But thank you so much, both of you.
We should have practiced that, David.
If I don't see you before it, I will see you in the flesh in Nashville. And of course, we hope to see every single one of you, our great NECA Live audience there as well. So huge thanks to Deni and also to Norm for their generosity, and of course to the entire team at ABB for being such an important Premier Partner. This has been another week of NECA Live, so thank you for tuning in. We will be back soon for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, I want you to make sure that you go to NECAconvention.org and register now before the early deadline ends on August 31st. The rates will go up after that, so you do not want to miss it. So get on board, make sure you don't miss it, and I will see you soon for another NECA Live. NECA 2021 Nashville is our return, our big return to huge, large-scale in-person events. It's running October 9 through 12 in Nashville, Tennessee. Education and the speakers are always top-notch at NECA events, building the resonance and the impact. Katie, can you give us a bit of a preview of some of the education topics that our attendees will be able to look forward to?
Well, we knew going into this that this was probably going to be one of our highest attended in-person conventions. This is one of the best education lineups that you will see, whether it's pre-convention workshops, convention education, or education on the trade show floor. We have speakers that our audience hasn't heard from before and developed a lot of contractor-led panels.
And you know, it is just around the corner. I know how much our audience at NECA value that education. And do you know what's great about the NECA convention? The education is always so tailored to what's happening right now in the moment.
Reach out to us if you need any help registering. So visit us at NECAconvention.org, and we look forward to seeing everyone in Nashville.